The Toyota Land Cruiser, a legendary name, back with a little bit of controversy because of the powertrain. No more V8, it's not even a V6, four-cylinder hybrid. But the Land Cruiser has been back for a couple years, fully refreshed. You have two different versions. There is the entry-level 1958 edition with the more heritage-looking headlights. This one here is the more upmarket trim. This is also the smaller Land Cruiser Prado, the 250 series. There is the larger 300, but this is still plenty hefty. Now, the Land Cruiser name is legendary for its reliability, its durability, the ability to go anywhere. But let's be fair, most owners of Land Cruisers aren't going off-roading all the time, conquering dunes. It's a around-town daily driver like so many SUVs in its segment, but you still know it has the capabilities. But what is the newest Land Cruiser like to live with? This one's been optioned to about $73,000. How is this new hybrid powertrain? How is the interior, the tech creature comforts? We're gonna find out. Let's talk about the powertrain. This is the iForce Max 2.4 liter turbocharged inline-4 hybrid. You see some of that orange high voltage cabling. Power output is 326 horsepower and 465 pound-feet of torque. That power figure isn't that impressive, but the torque number is pretty good. But this is a big change from having a V8, not even a V6, to a four-cylinder hybrid. It is supposed to be more efficient on paper. MPG ratings are 22 city, 25 highway, 23 combined. But what is it going to be in the real world? What kind of actual fuel economy are we going to get? We'll find out. And this is, I think, hybridization for that torque number, because you don't see them quoting an all-electric range. It's not a plug-in hybrid, and it's not like the MPG ratings are in like the 30s, right? Now, we also have full-time four-wheel drive, two-speed transfer case, locking differentials, 8-speed automatic transmission. It, of course, needs to have all of that off-road hardware for the credibility, right? But I'm curious to see what this new four-cylinder hybrid powertrain feels like. This will be a cold start. It's like hybrids just kind of begin. It's sneaky. I want to press that to start the car, but that's your mode select. Power button's right there. We're not going to have many more nice fall days in Michigan. Snow and winter is definitely approaching, although the Land Cruiser would definitely thrive in that kind of weather. I, on the other hand, do not. But the last remnants of fall colors still looks kind of nice. Driver inattention detected. Look forward. I'm paying attention. This road is pretty narrow between the houses and the lake, and sometimes it can be a little bit sketchy with two-way traffic, especially when there's wider vehicles. But I gotta say, the Land Cruiser doesn't feel too exceptionally wide. Sometimes these off-road vehicles end up just absolutely enormous. Still formulating impressions on this powertrain. We have Eco, Normal, and Sport. This thing has decent presence next to a Chevy Tahoe. Like, it does not look small parked next to it. Just got a haircut. We flew back in from Las Vegas last night. I have so many things to catch up on, so many errands to run, so out and about in the Land Cruiser. We have a very chunky shifter into reverse, pulls up the cameras. We have overhead view and backup view. It's a pretty fisheye lens. Look at how much it's warped there, but I've got to say the resolution's pretty good. These roads over here in Birmingham approaching out of office garage are so terrible. When I'm in one of the sports cars or something, I'm being so careful. But in this thing, who cares? Hello, 911, leaving the club probably. It does take a second for the center screen to boot up. And there we go. So what exactly does the Land Cruiser compete against? Now that's slightly smaller class, it feels like a more premium Bronco or Jeep Wrangler. It's not quite as fancy and luxurious as a Land Rover Defender or obviously the Mercedes G-Wagon. Those also have much more powerful versions. I mean, Ford has the Bronco Raptor too. This is just the four-cylinder hybrid Land Cruiser. It's kind of interesting. Honestly, I think most of the competition to the Land Cruiser, to me, actually comes from within Toyota. The 4Runner TRD Pro is also very similar. And then the Lexus GX, which is a much more fancy version of this. So it's like they've got more internal competition than necessarily external. It's kind of in between those two segments by my perception and feel. Grocery run in the Land Cruiser. So I'll go ahead and open the trunk. This one is power open for the tailgate. It's actually a pretty high load floor. Whoa. What is this? Oh, it's like a protection little drop-down thing. You do get some more storage underneath here. Also little storage things on either side. Actually pretty high load floor. But we have this little cover thing, so I'm gonna go ahead and start loading some groceries in. Whoa, what does this say? Handling the board. The board could break if over 60 kilogram objects are placed on it. Could be dislocate. Interesting. Interesting. This is a trunk that has instructions you must read. Warnings. It's English and French too. Also, dang, 2400 watt output right there, this outlet? That's some serious, legit power output. And then this warning has English and Arabic. What's the language choices? Like English and Arabic, English and French. I would have thought English and Japanese would have been the one. This color is very, very interesting. Definitely stands out. We also have the rack up there. It's a two-tone finish. Like this whitish light gray. Actually, this is more gray, I think. That's not white. Over the tan, brown, sand color exterior. Lots of beeps and boops when you turn it on. I believe that's the built-in dash cam there. And yes, this does take a little bit to boot up. Come on. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, continue. It like waited a second, like, are you gonna actually read the warning message? Who reads terms and conditions ever? There we go. Okay, what? Hybrid for efficiency, this is not. 16.6 mpg. I'm not driving like a maniac, I promise you. I've just been regular freeway commuting. It's something I've noticed when manufacturers downsize engines in these like ideal tests and ideal scenarios, and on paper they'll get way better fuel economy ratings, but when you're using them in the real world, in real world traffic situations, accelerating and so forth, oftentimes a downsized engine is just having to work a little bit harder. You want to get up the flow of traffic quickly, merge onto the freeway, you're gonna use more throttle, right? Which then burns more fuel because a smaller engine is screaming its head off. Whereas a lower stressed, larger displacement engine maybe isn't working as hard, and it just seems in the real world sometimes they actually are maybe a little bit more efficient, which is, I know, sometimes a little bit counterintuitive, but based on what we're experiencing right now, this isn't great. And this is not like a one-trip kind of thing. I drove home from the airport, just regular freeway 40-minute drive, and it was like 16.5 mpg, and I was like, But stuck at some traffic, and we are in all-electric mode. Okay, oh, there we go. Engine just kicked on. I request a little bit more power, but if we just start coasting, oh, it's back in electric mode. Engine turned off. 0 RPM. So coasting down, it'll shut the engine off. MPGs are skyrocketing, 17.5. But then, oh, there we go. I need power. Sit up, driver's face not detected. This is the only car that yells at me about my posture. We have a very busy day ahead. We're heading out in the Land Cruiser to grab breakfast with my friend Jason. I've got to wash and prep the Z06 for winter storage. You see it's not here right now in the garage. The Arturo took that over. Do you hear that? Something is rattling. I'm just sitting here idling. Has to do with the RPM. It has to do with the sitting at idle. Something is rattling. If I give it any amount of gas, it goes away. I was just in Las Vegas for a week, so I am still on West Coast time, and it is very, very early. I'm running on not many hours of sleep, and today is a packed day. I have so many things to handle and take care of. The Land Cruiser I could spend more time with once it snows. Once it snows, the McLaren, I really shouldn't drive it that much, so I'm trying to get all of the filming I need with that thing done. The Z06 needs to get ready for winter storage, and once it snows, they're gonna salt the roads, and I don't want to drive it anymore, so I gotta wash it, fuel it up, do all of that, everything. So trying to get everything crammed in today, but we're starting off in the Land Cruiser, which feels like I'm in a monster truck after driving the McLaren all day yesterday. On a cold morning, the heated steering wheel actually is very, very nice. Some thoughts on the Land Cruiser so far after living with it for a couple days. Things that I like, I think the styling is pretty cool. The interior is nice, the build quality seems pretty good, although after that rattling noise, everything except for that, right? It feels a bit more solid, less wind noise and road noise compared to the Jeep Wrangler and the Ford Bronco, probably because the doors on those things come off. More closer to like a Land Rover Defender kind of feel. Love that we have a bunch of physical buttons too, not everything is through a touch screen. The powertrain though, I don't love it, guys. In terms of efficiency, I'm not doing great. It's a hybrid now, but I'm seeing like 16, 17, maybe 18 mpg. I'm not getting close to the ratings of the low to mid 20s at all. And I promise I'm not driving like a maniac in this thing. I'm just driving it normally in the real world. I get all the fun shenanigans driving out of my system in the McLaren, right? Or whatever. I'm just using it like I would any other SUV. And it's a little bit coarse feeling, the big turbo 4-cylinder. It makes good torque on paper, but I feel like I'm using more throttle just to get up the speed and things like that. And it doesn't feel as smooth and refined from a powertrain standpoint. And I don't love the engine. I would live with it if it did 27 mpg, but at the end of the day, we're still in a decently big, heavy box, right? This is not some sort of lightweight aerodynamics like crossover SUV thing. Yeah, I'm not in love with the powertrain. Grabbing breakfast with Jason. There's his TRD Pro 4Runner. Oops, I just put it in the park. We're Toyota bros for a day. Same powertrain in both of these, the 2.4 liter Turbo 4 hybrid. Same power numbers, just slightly different personalities. That's why I'm saying like the competition to this thing kind of comes from within. Now don't get me wrong, this has way more than sufficient power and torque to get up the speed, right? We're talking the nuances of feel and everything. My energy drink is no longer cool enough, so I am going to put it in the cool box. Press this button there. All right. Oh, you can hear it go. Oh, I can feel cold air too. All right. Chill my drink for me. Although you do lose a lot of space. Like that's not very spacious because of all the stuff here. Fish? Oh, no fish or meat. I thought like you could do aquarium down here. No fish or meat. That's not safe. Beverages only. I do like the orange DRLs on the TRD Pro 4Runner. It looks badass. We're doing some practicality testing between this and the 4Runner. Jason had some cabinets to move, so it's actually pretty spacious back here. This is nice. It protects things when you're loading stuff in, so we folded the seats forward and good amount of space back here, so practicality for sure. Although it looks like the 4Runner has a wider opening. Did you think about a Land Cruiser?
No, I did not. I didn't like the looks of the Land Cruiser as much. But I do love this mat. I'm a little jealous. This is really cool.
It's nice because like
protection mat.
Yeah, so it chills right here.
Right.
But here's the interesting thing, right? The warning is in English and then Arabic.
Arabic, I saw that.
Right, like because they sell Land Cruisers in the Middle East, right? The GCC definitely loves their Land Cruiser, so I thought that was kind of funny. But yeah, it protects your bumper, taking stuff out. So you didn't like the Land Cruiser, the looks?
I didn't like the looks.
I gotta say yours does look tougher. The fender flares here, the way it bulges out. Although I was looking here last night, that looks like a dent, but it's not. This element, it was the lighting at night with the shadows. It looked like there was a ding there, but that's just designed that way. You've got the blacked out fenders, and the wheels and tires on this thing are definitely much more aggressive.
I love the wheels and tires on the 4Runner better than this. So it's just too roady.
Yeah, this definitely is much more road friendly. I mean, they're quieter on the road and everything like that, right?
Yeah, my tires are already eaten too.
Oh, really? How many miles have you put on it?
7,000 miles.
7,000 miles. What kind of real world MPGs are you seeing?
Literally like 23, I think, on the highway.
You're actually getting 23?
Yeah.
Dude, I get like 18 in this thing.
But if I put it in eco mode.
Oh!
Yeah, eco mode helps a lot.
I should try that. I've just been driving in regular standard everything. Yeah. Eco mode.
Yes. It really doesn't make much of a difference in the performance.
Okay.
So it actually performs very well on the highway.
Do you like the powertrain? Because you've had how many 4Runners of the previous gen ones? 6?
5.
5? How do you feel about the 4-cylinder hybrid?
I actually love it.
You do?
Yes.
I don't love it.
Shockingly, I love it. It's way more powerful than the 4-cylinder.
Way more torque? Well,
way more torque.
Yeah.
And I've even towed...
Wait, than the 4-cylinder? Than the V6?
Or excuse me, the V6, yes.
Yeah.
The 4-liter V6 was terrible on the highway.
Yeah.
I absolutely hated it.
Okay.
This has got a lot more pep.
Yeah?
It's not as loud and kind of deep toned.
Yeah.
But I do like it a lot.
It feels a little more coarse to me.
It is a little rough.
Yeah.
It's a little rigid.
Okay, so you're liking it.
The transmission in this is it's real notchy.
Yeah.
So that's one of my concerns.
Okay.
I was like, what's the longevity of the transmission?
Because your previous ones were, I mean, they are bulletproof, right? They just go and go and go.
But I will tell you that I love the looks of this, and I am shockingly surprised with the motor.
Okay, so that's from an
Actually like
actual owner who's driven way more. I have this thing for a week, and they are the same engine. Oh man, the front face actually is way more aggressive too. Your front end's way
it's kinda
taller.
cool. They have the fenders on here, and look how they bulge the fender
Yeah.
on the actual
It's a very
body.
different personality. I was saying, like, some of the main competition for the Land Cruiser comes from internal.
Yeah.
A Lexus GX, the bougier version, and then you have this, right? You have, like, self-competition.
And I'm also a very big fan of the tri-lights instead
Okay.
of the round
You don't like the
circles.
Heritage, the
No.
1958, the single one? I think it looks pretty cool. I saw one on the road yesterday.
I think it looks nice.
It's got a distinct look. It's very blocky. It looks like Legos, right? It's a bunch of square openings everywhere. It's like they chiseled the front end out of Legos. This color is also interesting. It's kind of desert tan cappuccino looking, but also in some lights sometimes looks like baby puke. But you got the two-tone, the light gray up top. This one's got the roof rack up there. Interior is also a little bit different.
The interior is actually shockingly neat. It looks a little bit more luxurious. Mine's a little bit more
Spartan?
rustic and
Okay.
sporty. But the seats are way more comfortable in this. Like way more comfortable.
Then your 4Runner?
Way more. Oh my gosh, I feel like I'm in heaven in this.
You could probably do a seat swap.
I mean, these are crazy soft. This actually feels really comfortable.
Are we watching some buyer's remorse happening in real life right now?
No, absolutely not.
No.
I'd take the 4Runner over this any day of the week and Toys on Tuesday. But
Why?
They're
Why though?
Extremely comfortable though.
Why?
I don't. It's.
Because I feel like this.
Go
for what
sit in my
you
4Runner.
drive so much, I feel
it
like
is
this would be better.
Easy. No.
No?
You sit in my 4Runner front seat.
All right, I will hop into the TRD Pro and see what Jason is talking about. They look cool. You make it sound like that one's a Lexus. They feel. I mean,
feels like a Lexus to me.
yeah, it's a little. It's
Go
a.
sit in that seat now, and you'll be like, "Oh my gosh, look how it's
It's a little less bolster or like plush, right? This one's got more aggressive bolstering.
It does.
Bolstering, and like they really make sure you know that you're in a Toyota TRD Pro. TRD Pro, TRD Pro. You have to know TRD, just in case you forget. TRD.
And you know what's funny is everybody asks me what kind of vehicle this is because on the back tailgate, there's nowhere where it says 4Runner.
Really?
Nowhere. So nobody knows what it is.
iForce Max. We were trying to figure out what is this. What is this little like bluey silver gray circle next to iForce Max? That's the name of the powertrain. No, it's not Apple's new force feedback mouse or something like that. It's cool having these two next to each other because they are rather similar. What was your MSRP?
I think it was 72,000.
So like this is 73.
Right. So
They're within
they're the
$1,000.
same. Yeah.
Same powertrain, same price point.
But you have to think that this is the highest level with the Trail Hunter.
Okay.
4Runner.
Yeah.
So if you buy a 4Runner Limited, you're more in the 50s.
Correct. Yeah, that's true. But then they also don't have the iForce Max. Not all of them are the hybrid, right?
I believe you can get the iForce Max in some of them. I think it's an option.
But the cheaper ones would not be, yeah. Whereas every single Land Cruiser is going to be this powertrain.
And every Trail Hunter and TRD Pro all have the iForce Max.
Those things look cool. They look pretty badass.
They are, but the problem is the snorkel. I subscribe to what everybody says. The snorkel makes a tremendous amount of noise.
Yeah.
There are a lot of.
It's fun, but then it
lot
gets
of-
tiring.
Yes.
Yeah.
A lot of whistling.
Okay, yeah, the seats do seem a little bit nicer. The bolstering is not quite as aggressive, and the leather feels a little bit softer. It's a little bit squishier. We can press that and open the rear windshield. That's always handy and fun. On the 4Runner, this powers down into the tailgate, so both have the ability to open the rear glass, but this one does it this way, and that one power in, power down, power drops. Wait, you have an exterior control of it? Oh, that's actually pretty nifty. Oh, that's really cool, actually.
That's the best feature.
That is a really, really cool feature. At one point, I wanted to get a 4Runner because imagine doing like rollers out of the back for photos and videos because you're in the vehicle, but then you can see out, right? That'd be pretty cool. I don't like this. Why is this so massive?
Yeah.
The toe, like yours, like it. That's nice. That's clean, right? It's simple. You have the full-size spare down there. Same thing with that one, but the tire is obviously a little less aggressive looking.
This branding was always a higher quality vehicle, right? It
Yes.
was always known as the better.
The durable, survived apocalypse kind of thing.
Exactly.
It was also bigger,
But
300
in my
series.
opinion, the way that they changed the body look of this,
Yeah.
I think it looks cheap.
Really?
I think it looks extremely cheap. I think my 4Runner looks more expensive.
Okay.
than this does.
Owner
I think
bias.
this reminds me more of Bronco.
This is like, it's in between Bronco Wrangler and Defender kind of. It's like it sits kind of by itself in between the two.
I wouldn't even say Defender. You look at a Defender and you think more
Well, yeah, but
luxurious.
it's like in between the two,
I
right?
think this looks 10 times cheaper than a Defender. 10 times cheaper.
People, the comments are going to say it's going to be 10 times more reliable.
Oh, 100%. I mean, from a guy who owns a lot of Range Rovers and Land
That's
Rovers,
true. You
I will
know.
tell
You absolutely know.
Absolutely know. I will never
Yeah.
order one again.
But comment below. These are within $1,000 of each other as option. Different personalities, but you have the same powertrain, very similar functionality. Looks-wise, I really like your orange DRLs. Final thoughts on what it's been like to live with the Toyota Land Cruiser. Overall, I like this thing. The styling's pretty cool. Interior's nice with actual physical buttons, which is a rarity in today's new car interiors. Driving dynamics are pretty good. Road noise, wind noise, and tire noise aren't terrible at all. But the powertrain, I don't love it, but I don't hate it. It's just kind of there. I personally did not see fantastic fuel economy this week the way I was driving it, but you heard my friend Jason, he likes it quite a bit, the powertrain in his 4Runner TRD Pro, same powertrain. So yeah, I mean, what I love of V8, yeah, V8 in many things is fun, but this has also come down a size. The V6, Toyota's been having some issues with that V6 and the Tundra. I think I just saw another recall. And it's adequate in my opinion. It definitely makes solid torque, gets up and goes. Would it be cool if it was a plug-in hybrid with a bigger battery and maybe like 50 miles of all-electric range and a bit more power and torque? Yeah, like 450 horsepower, 500 pound-feet of torque. That'd be cool, but then you get the weight penalty, the complexity, and the cost. And Toyota's been gradually like kind of easing in. They haven't gone headfirst into EV or even really extreme hybrid kind of stuff. This is a very, very mild hybrid. Like you can go in electric mode just when you're like coasting down or easing forward in traffic, that kind of stuff. So the Land Cruiser, I like it, but I didn't fall in love with it. It's a good all-around daily driver truck. It's definitely going to be capable. I am very curious to see how this powertrain holds up over time, the reliability. Will this live up to the legendary name of the Land Cruiser? What is the long-term trajectory going to be like for the latest generation? Hope you guys enjoyed this vlog. Thanks for watching.